Hello, guys. One more time, we are here. One more class. Let's work today with Unit 11A. 11A is about the bad losers. Do you know what the bad losers are? Are you a bad loser or you are a good loser? We're going to discuss that during the class. But before that, let's study a little vocabulary and prepositions of movement. This will be in your book on pages 84 and the vocabulary bank on page 162. Okay? So this is how we're going to work. To start all the activity, let's start talking about sports. We have here a list of 7 sports that are famous around the world. You probably are familiar with that already. Number one, do you know what that sport is? Number one is tennis. Very good. What about number two? You do that kind of sport when you play the athletics, and that sport is the high jump. Jump, you know what it means, and the high jump because you go over the bar. Look at the preposition. Later, we're going to talk more about that. Number three, you have snow, you have a mountain, and the sport could be related to snowboarding, but here we are more specifically talking about skiing. That's the sport we have there. Number four, typical sport everywhere, especially in the United States. You know, the NBA. The NBA is the National Basketball Association. That's right. And number five, you have a bike. What sport do you do with a bike? You go cycling. That's the sport we have. And number six. Number six is a very common sport. It's similar to soccer, but you use your hands. That's why it's handball. And number seven, of course, it's like American football, but you don't have protections. Can you check there? The people playing that sport don't wear any special clothes because they are playing rugby. So this is the sport. Tennis, high jump, skiing, basketball, cycling, handball, and rugby. You play those sports, you do those sports, or you go those sports. There are some verbs we have to use according to the sport. So let's see how you use each of them. First verb, play. What sport do you play? You play baseball, you play basketball, you play tennis, because they are sports with a ball. You play ball sports, so you play baseball, for example. With go, before the use of go, understand that when you have sports ending in ing, for example, cycling, swimming, skiing, dancing, we may not use the verb go or play or do. We can use just the verb for the sport, like I cycle on the weekend, I dance on the weekend, I swim on the weekend. Otherwise, if you want to use the verb, we could use the verb go plus sport with ing. So you go cycling, you go swimming, you go dancing. Okay? And one third sport we have here is used with the verb do. What do you do? You do sports that are related to martial arts, to yoga, Pilates, or gym world. For example, I do yoga twice a week. Yes, guys? So that's the idea with sports related to that. Let's return to the sports we talked earlier. Tennis. You play, you go, you do. You play tennis. High jump. You do high jump. Skiing. You go skiing because it's ing. Basketball. You have a ball, so you play basketball. Cycling. You go cycling because it's ing. Handball. You play. And rugby. You also play. Okay? Related to all those sports, when you mention the activities that you do in each of those sports, you may use some prepositions. And what prepositions are those? They are prepositions of movement to indicate the movement of the ball, the movement of your body, the movement in direction to the goal. So these prepositions are very important when dealing with sports. The first one we have here is this. Imagine you have a bridge and the person is going under the bridge. Okay, so that's the idea, under the bridge. And you have another preposition that is across. When do you use the preposition across? Look at the picture. You have the man is going, the man is walking across the road because you have to cross from one side to the other. Similar to across, but in a different way, we have the preposition along. Now the boy is not going across the road, he's going along the road because he's following the same direction of the road. Yeah? One more preposition. Look at this picture here. What do you have? You have a lake. But what is there in the lake? The person is going around the lake. That's the idea. Number 5, the same bridge, but it's not exactly a bridge, it's a tunnel. Imagine a person going under the tunnel. No, you don't go under the tunnel, you go through the tunnel. Okay? One more, the same bridge, but now the people are going over the bridge and not under. Over is the opposite of under. One more, the steps. The woman is walking. Where is the woman walking? The woman is walking up the steps. Okay? And here we have a store, and the couple is entering the store. So the couple is going into the store. And we have a church, but the church is there, and you pass on the street. So what do you have there? You go past the street. You go past the church, I mean, because the church is a fixed place on the street. We also have 3 more. The dog. Where's the dog walking? The dog is walking in direction to the lake, but there's a preposition for that. In direction to indicates toward. Toward the lake, toward the river, toward the school. The dog now is coming out of the door, out of the house. So out of is the opposite of into. Okay. And finally, we have this preposition, the opposite of up. The opposite of up is down. So that's the correct preposition. Okay? So having the prepositions of movement and having the sports, you are going to do some activities in your supporting activities. The activities will be that. First, you have a video. The video is about the bad losers. It's a video that will be related to our next class, but it's good for you to watch already. You also have a pronunciation activity related according to the sports. So how to pronounce those special sports. Take a look at that exercise. And of course, we talked about prepositions, so you have an exercise about prepositions. Okay, guys? See you soon. I hope you take care. And any questions, talk to me later. Bye-bye. See you soon.